ジャギ様から盗み取った北斗神拳、とくと味合わせてやるわ。
Hello everybody, welcome to the video. My name is Peter and I hope you're doing alright today. We are now looking at a caster build for Holy Paladin in the Dragonflight beta. And we're not just going to be playing a caster build, but also a full ranged build. Yes, we're going to be forcing ourselves to be in ranged and not going into melee. So we're not going to be using Consecration, we're not going to be using Crusader Strike, and we're not going to be actually hitting mobs with melee. So our damage is going to be pretty scuffed, but how's the healing going to be feeling? Well, you'll see that when we are playing the dungeon, and as we are going, we'll be commenting on how things are feeling. And we'll also comment on the different talent choices on that section of the video. But anyhow, I hope you enjoy it and I hope you also find it interesting. And anyways, please drop a like in the video and please also subscribe to the channel. We are getting closer to getting to 2,000 subscribers and I would love if we could go ahead and hit it before the end of the year. Be a part of the journey with me and let's just get there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed and I'll see you at the end of the video for the closure. See ya. Right, so I'm running the one of the ranged builds that I thought could potentially be sort of okay, viable-ish. So let's go through it first and let's see what's up. We just pick everything that's pretty much required, going down the basics. Picking increased healing from Flash of Light and Holy Light over here instead of the increased healing from Holy Shock, because this is supposed to be what we're going to be spamming the most. Then we're going to be picking the increased healing when we are spamming or healing the beacon target with our Flash of Light. We might do that to generate some holy power, because the idea of how I'm going to be playing this is to be completely in ranged. So even if this could be a sort of hybrid build where I would be going in melee but also cast, this is not just going to be a caster build, this is also going to be a full ranged build. So I'm going to play this a way that's completely wrong, but that's just for the sake of actually getting it a good try and like showing people how kind of scuffed this should be. So we're gonna pick Divine Favor, increase healings, our spot healing from Flash of Light and Holy Light, and then we're just gonna be picking our Light's Hammer, Divine Relations for a little bit more healing when we consume Infusion with our Flash of Light. The idea is gonna be to spam a lot of Flash of Light, not so much Holy Light. We don't really care about the mana efficiency here, especially in the dungeon. Divine Toll, pretty good option for being ranged. Not gonna spam that much Holy Shock because we're not gonna be resetting it with Crusader's Might, and therefore Glimmer will not be that great. Then Focal Light, of course, our beacons are huge. Not gonna be picking Veneration because actually, yeah, I'll be picking Veneration. I should be picking Veneration if I can. Let's see what we can give up here, though. I kind of just want to pick that because it's gonna get some resets. Let me just give a Barrier of Faith. I think Barrier of Faith is kind of lackluster. I do like Tears of Deliverance. It still bounces whenever somebody gets to full HP, so you could potentially spread this out and get the healing increase buff on everybody. But if the person that you use it on never gets to full HP, I don't think it will ever bounce. Awakening, still useful, because we're going to still be using Words of Glory. Even if we're not generating as much holy power, this is going to be the way we are going to be doing big healing. Our finishers. Inflorescence, double infusion whenever we actually get infusion from Holy Shock, as well as 30% increase, or rather reduce mana cost from our Flash of Light, so even more mana sustain. It shouldn't really be the problem here on Mythic Plus anyways, but yeah, we don't really... I mean, we could actually care about the Holy Power from Holy Light, but it's just going to be pretty clunky. We'll see if we can really spam that. Then this is not even implemented yet, and even then we're not really going to be using Ladadon in Mythic Plus anyway, so this kind of is just never going to be a thing in Mythic Plus as it is right now. I don't think so. So Bestow Faith should be pretty good as well as a ranged player. Then Infusions being consumed, reduce the cooldown on Holy Shock. It's just 1 second. It's kind of supposed to be the ranged version of Crusader's Might, I would say, but then it only has one stack, so it's only 1 second per infusion consumed, and you don't really consume that many infusions because you depend on the amount of crit you have, so how many infusions you can generate. This will be kind of whatever. Healing the beacon target gives us holy power. Holy Shock, increased critical strike chance. Power of the Silver Hand is not even working right now, actually, so actually let me do this and just go that way. So we can also pick Barrier of Faith. We can use that because actually it works. This one just doesn't proc ever. And yeah, we just go with Wings Might, because we're still getting the critical strike from it, I believe. I hope I'm not wrong with this, but I think even though we don't get the extra damage power from that, we are still getting the critical strike chance. On this side, don't even look at that, don't worry, this has not much to do with anything about the range build. You could get more damage from picking Mad Paragon, we don't really care about that right now. And we could get, maybe, if Seal of Order worked, more damage from there as well, but I don't think there's anything that's too important right there. We're just gonna actually look at the spec tree right now and queue up for the dungeon, see what we get into. You always need just one more point, to be honest. That's the beauty about this thing. For example, I'm not picking Summer here. I'm actually gonna pick that, actually. Yeah, now that you say that. But you kind of want everything, and that's like the good thing about this tree is that there's so many things that you'd just rather have, and you can't have everything, so let's go. Let's see what it is like. It's 5 out of 5, so clean run, full ranged build. I'm not gonna go in melee at all if I can avoid doing so. This might be a shit show, but that's the fun on things. We are testing things. Also, I still don't have my UI, so this is gonna be weird. Yeah. I'm going to be relying fully on Flash of Light, Holy Light, as well as Bestow Faith, and Barrier of Faith, that kind of stuff. We also have Veneration, so we have some random procs of Hammer of Wrath, so we can use that as a way of generating extra holy power. But I'm not gonna go on melee, not at all. Not even for Consecration, even though that's definitely free damage. No, no, no. We're just gonna be playing this as if this was classic. Is that gonna be cringe? Yes, but that's the point. So far, so good. Oh, he's got a disease, so I can see that as like... Okay. This is still not working though. It does seem to be the case that the disease dispel is not really working fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop our trusty Tears Deliverance here, see what happens. So he got the buff, we got the holy power. He's getting healed. And it was just a small trash pack, so everything's dead already. Let's see when we actually get to a place when we actually have to do healing. Look at that, there's a lot of the buffs from... Oh, I missed through the Hammer of Light. A lot of buffs from Tears Deliverance just running around. I also have the kick, but I'm not even using it. Oh yeah, and also have Blessing of Summer and Divine Toll. I'll tell you guys, once again, bitching and moaning, but this UI just doesn't work for me, so... A lot of things that I'm not even looking at. What's that supposed to be? Oh, that's like the different route. There might be a boss over there? Yeah, there's a boss over there. I guess we gotta go back. I had some Light of Dawn. Why not? Why not? Some Light of Dawn. I mean, we're not gonna be doing damage in melee anyway, so... Absolutely ranged build, guys. This is what you wanted. You wanted to play ranged, you wanted to play this like if it was classic. Let's see what it does. Don't take this as like the ultimate testimony that this is how it plays though, because I'm gonna do a lot of mistakes and I'm not even looking at my UI properly, right? Okay, what is that supposed to be? Let's find out. Okay, just move out of the group, I guess. Sounds like that's the play. These guys are pretty split up. Oh, it's the Vikings! Oh shit! This is like the classic game from Blizzard. It's the 3 guys from the one. I think it might be the first game that Blizzard ever made. That's a debuff. They didn't do much though, but look at the damage from the Retribution Paladin. He's destroying those. Yeah, nothing really happened on that boss fight though. On DPS to go, it looks easier though. Yeah, I'm not doing any damage because I'm not doing any melee hits. I'm not in melee range. I'm not putting down Consecration. I'm not using my spare Holy Power on Shield of the Righteous. This is not how you would want to play this. Not at all. I could though be using Divine Toll offensively, which I should probably be doing a lot more. Let me just do that, why not? And we also give Blessing of Summer out. Touching some swordless back and forth. Trying to at least. The red Paladin is popping off. We haven't even used wings. I mean, we don't really need to. There's nothing going on. Trista, did you pick Veneration? Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, this UI, like, look at that. It's shining now because I got a proc from it, but I'm just like not used to the shiny things. Like I use Barrier of Faith right there, but I'm not used to looking at the shiny procs, so I completely disregard those often when I shouldn't be. It's just my inexperience with the default UI. But I'm just not. I don't even know what to do because I'm not a melee, right? I'm used to having a lot more GCDs to use and things to do. And this is the second boss though. Not a Trog. No, it's like a first Trog actually. Some mods. Look at that! We're not melee, so we don't have to deal with that. Perfect. The boss is halfway done though. I'm gonna give a Blessing of Summer once again. I think we gotta kill that, so I'm gonna pop Devotion Aura. I'm gonna do some Divine Tolling right there. And I might have stepped on a frontal, not really sure. Divine Toll just did everything we had to do right there for us. Keep on getting procs. I didn't even use wings once again. Not really sure why, but seems like the phase is repeating itself once more. Boss is down to 20%, so we can just use Hammer right now. It's not procs from Veneration. Feels so weird not having to go through the Consecrations, through the Crusader Strikes. It's such a different experience. Alright. There is no secondary path. That's like blocked. It is blocked. Look at that. So now we would go through the Aranaya section. The damage is terrible, but the healing is not bad at all, isn't it? Well, not really sure, honestly. Like, I just used Divine Toll, so that's all that happened there. Like, whenever damage happened, I just used Divine Toll, and that was it. I fucking threw Consecration down. No! That's not supposed to happen. We botched it. It's fine. It just did our top damage. It's not even that much damage, actually. Only on, like, 3 mobs. But we gotta avoid doing that going forward. And at this casting Nostalgia Veil, living Holy Priest seems more fun. Well, there's a lot more things to do as a Holy Priest, to be honest. Like, I have buttons. I just don't have any damage buttons from range. That's the problem. If I had, like, a feeler way of actually doing something instead of going AFK, I can throw hammers. And that's about it, really. I can fish for maybe procs of Veneration here when I'm, like, AFK. Just spam Flash of Light. But then I'm wasting my Infusion of Light procs. Also, though, I'm reducing the cooldown on Holy Shock because I'm running with Imbued Infusion, so that's also a thing to do. And this is already the third boss. That's quite a weak dungeon so far. I mean, it's heroic difficulty, so everything's just dying real quick. I'm assuming that's not just a bad thing to stand on. We probably have to go in there to not die at some point, I would imagine. Let me apply this first, just in case. Crashing Stomp. Healing that's required to be done is... Okay, that sounds like what I... Okay. Never mind. I just got stunned. So I guess we gotta deal with those before something happens. I'm assuming if you don't take them, something bad will happen. Completely finding out this for the first time, so I don't know what those are. I have not read the dungeon journal. We will have to figure that out whenever the fight actually lasts for longer than a minute. Again, not much healing to be done. We did do 11, 12k, but that was all just Word of Glory, as you can see. Like, we didn't even have to rely on spamming Flash of Light. If we did run out of Holy Power, we would have spammed Flash of Light, but we never had to. Okay, we have a lot of Holy Power generation. I'm allowed to throw down a Light Hammer. This seems to be doing some AoE damage here, so we can always drop down our... What is it called? Barrier of Faith? But when I'm not spamming the person that I put the barrier on, then it's useless. So it's like, it should transfer healing, but then it would just be like a beacon. Like it should share some of the healing from Flash of Light and Whole Light onto other people, or hold up. It can't be the tool proven now. I might be forgetting about something here, but it just seems kind of useless when you're not just spamming the same person you used it on. Accumulator. No, so it is all the healing done from any Flash of Light and Whole Light onto any target. That's what I understood from that. After reading it like for the 37th time, I just forget about it. I mean, is this viable? Yeah, sure, we're doing heroic dungeons and we're doing just fine. We're doing just fine. There is things to use though, so long as there's healing to be done. As soon as the healing to be done is gone, then I'm just bored. Okay, Blessing of Summer once again. We'll see how much damage we've gained from Blessing of Summer, to be honest. We're getting some zones of Area of Denial under us. But other than that, the trash is absolutely not doing what it's supposed to do, so... I'm not even running the right... I was running with Aura of Concentration. So we took extra damage for a little while. Okay, we got a poison here. Can we dispel it? It's not working still. Yeah, it's still not working. You can see right there, Cleanse Toxins went on cooldown. The poison remained on the tank. It went on cooldown, both Cleanse and Cleanse Toxins, and the poison was not dispelled. So, funky stuff happening there. Once again, I'm gonna try and use normal Dispel. It just goes on cooldown, but it doesn't remove anything. Yeah. It should not go on cooldown if it doesn't remove anything, though, that's the thing. This is supposed to... No, this is not the final boss. There's another one afterwards. Appreciate the follow very much, by the way. This seems to be a trash clearing fight. Oh, we all got the debuff, though. Okay, we'll figure out if something's... You know, we're not doing what we're supposed to do here. Big AoE in the middle. Immediately reminded me of Agramar. I guess we gotta kill the ads. So we're going to try and get in ranged. I can't really get in ranged of the monk. Where are they? They're literally in the opposite side of the room and running away from me. Dude, I mean, there's not that much damage happening. Oh, you cannot really go through the beams though. No, okay. I just did a J.B. I remember that clip from J.B doing the same thing that I just did. Okay, so this debuff is just doing some ticking damage. This is the spell level. It is, okay. I think we gotta soak those fire orbs. Maybe not. Who knows? Divine Toll still transfer healing to the beacon target, so that was cool. Do we really need to kill all the ants? I'm just gonna be dropping a barrier here, Barrier of Faith. And giving some Blessings of Summer away, see what happens. Appreciate all the follows, by the way. Yeah, they seem to always be running away from me because I don't really know where to go either. That's probably the reason. Okay, that's a big damage thing happening there, and I should have probably sacked them. Yeah, I'm not even using sack. It's 1 minute cooldown, and I'm not even using sack. That is not something that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be spamming sack. Especially now when we're talented into that. Blessing of Summer is pretty strong in that red. Yeah. I mean, the damage counts on him, though. I gave him at the pretty bad spot there, but I don't get the damage from him. It counts on his end. But you could still attribute that to me. I mean, I'm assuming he also runs it? No, never mind. I'm tripping for a second there. I'm just tripping. It's only on... It's only on Holy Paladin. That was kind of spooky. We're supposed to interrupt those bolts that are going out, but they're... yeah, it's not happening. No! I was gonna bubble. Yeah. We just get rest here. There was those two casters just spam casting all the time, like those things. Also this. Let's just be AoE. That would happen regardless, but yeah. Gotta realize that those things are rinsing our asses. Even in heroic, that was killing us quite a little bit there. I mean, I was not too fast at reacting. I didn't even use Devo or... which, by the way, shouldn't be there. And Wing, so... once again, my UI, or this UI, kind of not being the best. Wait, what? Okay. I'm assuming beta comes after alpha, so we are gonna be closer. Yes. Absolutely 5 head. So did we kill those guys? We still haven't done so. Hail of Stone did 6.6k per cast. To every enemy within 40 yards. Well, you're just supposed to interrupt and chain CC those guys anyway, so... should not be the case that we get rinsed that much, but it did indeed happen. Recently protected by an angelic bulwark. I have no idea what that is. Inspect Talon's button. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Hello there. Since site S7. How you doing? Okay, we didn't yet reach that point where we just wiped, or did we actually do reset? Yeah, we did. Okay. Oh, melee mechanics. We don't care about those anyways. Okay, have a Blessing of Summer, even though your big AoE damage or whatever is gonna already be done for sure. This is more of an exercise of remembering what spells I have than it is to actually heal things, because oh my god. Yep. Those activated afterwards. That was not supposed to happen. I don't even know. I guess it was. Offensive Divine Toll. Lights Hammer. I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't be dropping Consecrations. I'm just like forcing myself not to do so, to try and make this as ridiculously ranged as possible. But under any normal circumstance, there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to run in there and drop a Consecration. Even if you're casting. You should be completely able to do so. I'm so tempted to go in there and use some Shield of the Righteous, but... I could also position myself properly here, because I'm not forced to be on melee, right? So I can like sort of try and get the best out of Light of Dawn. I don't feel forced to be static next to the mobs. Well, you don't have to be static anyways, but... you know, once you're focused on being in melee range, that kind of becomes a bit of a more problematic thing to do. We need Exorcism, that would be pretty cool, yeah. I would like that. But would you make it like a long cooldown like it is in Classic, or would you make it like much more of a Crusader Strike kind of thing? Also casted or not casted? Who's that? Chronal Lower the Deos. No idea what that is. Do I get stunned if I run through? Yeah, I do. Am I gonna get unstunned after they do? RP though. RP. Okay. We all get unstunned at the same time. I don't even have nameplates enabled. There we go. They were disabled for some reason. Okay, we're running in. Dropping stuff. There's debuffs that I can't really see what they are, but I dispel one of the tank, why not? Seems to be kind of like a stacking debuff. No, it's not even stacking. Oh, it is. Never mind, it is the stacking. To be honest, I should probably read them. Haste reduce. Yeah, you don't want to have that happen. Should be dispelling that. I hope not all of these guys are applying it, though. It might just be the case that they are. Even the whelps. Offensive Divine Toll time. We get a Hammer of Wrath. Excuse me if it's a little bit shaky, it's just I'm holding down the buttons to cast something as soon as it comes up, and I use mouse buttons for a lot of things, so it just ends up looking very shaky on your end. I know that's the thing I should try and work on. This is also stacking up, so it is doing a bit more damage over time. As I have now 17 stacks, it was kind of rinsing me. I don't need to hold the Paladin Retail and Classic. Will you also be playing Classic or just Retail? I'm playing both right now. However, I'm playing Red Paladin on Classic because I didn't really want to be playing Holy until we actually get into Wrath. I was just having a lot of fun playing Red on BGs because I'm just farming Honor gear. So I will be playing holding in Wrath, yeah, I will be. So you can expect some videos from me if you're interested into that. Okay, let's see what the boss is doing though. There is a little bit of ticking damage, I believe? No, not really, there's no debuff. But those things are growing. This reminds me of that boss in End Time. Okay, let's use Divine Toll here. Divine Toll almost feels like nothing's happening. Okay, people are going inside of this. I'm not sure why, but let's just do what they're doing. Haste increased. Haste increased. Okay. So I was not getting a debuff when I was in the thing during that time, but after the cast finished, I did get a debuff. Okay, a lot of Flash of Light spamming now. We got Barrier of Faith active. I'm lagging a little bit, by the way. The boss is halfway dead, more like actually dead. All the way. Oh, I'm running out of space here. Dropping a lot of Blessing of Summer. Do we really have to go in there? Is he dying anyways? Yeah, he's taking damage anyways. Alright, so that was quite a healing intensify for once. And finally you could see that there's actual healing there. A lot of it is just beacon transfer though. Numbers, remember, like, numbers are inflated because we have a lot more health. Like, I have 150k HP, right? So doing 20k HPS in Shadowlands would be a lot of healing. Right now that's like nothing. We have double the HP right now. Mana doesn't... No, mana shouldn't be a problem because Flash of Light has a 60% reduced mana cost. Since I am running with Inflorescence for the Sunwell, as well as just consuming Infusion, already reduces the mana cost of Flash of Light by 30%. So it's 30% on top of 30% from Inflorescence, and that's a 60% mana cost reduction on Flash of Light. Now, did Flash of Light actually do a lot of healing? I wouldn't say that's a lot, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It did more than War of Glory. Was that played properly? I'm absolutely sure it wasn't, right? Like, I couldn't tell you that I'm playing properly until I got my actual UI and I know what the fights are doing. However, we didn't die, so I would call that an absolute success. Anyways, we saw the dungeon, we tried out the build, it didn't feel too bad. I don't know. I mean, how much damage did we do actually? Let's look through the overalls. Let's look through the overalls in a second here. Overall data for the damage. Oh my god, we didn't do anything. So we did 1.8k. That is really low. That should not be the case, but yeah, we did play this in the worst way possible so that we could just try out what a full ranged build feels like. All our damage came from just Judgments, Holy Shocks, Lights Hammers, and Hammers of Wrath. We melee 13 times, we Consecration once, and that is repeated effects that don't really matter. Our healing overall was a lot of War of Glory, a lot of Flash of Light, excuse me, Holy Shock, Judgment of Light. Simply range stuff, not really using Holy Light. I did only cast it twice. Flash of Light was just about enough, but was it reactive enough to be strong? I don't really know. I was simply spamming Flash of Light. I mean, we did have the infusion benefits, but I don't think the 20% buff to Flash of Light healing from things like this, when spamming the tank, that is, and then this, as well as this, like those two are the 20% increased healing done to Flash of Light. Also, never use Divine Favor. I am absolutely inting, guys. Haven't even been looking at this side of my screen. Tier looks bad, does it? Yeah. It is a sweet buff on top of things though. Like, Tier's the kind of thing that whenever you're struggling with a big burst healing situation, you would be using Tier at that point, right? The pure HPS from Tier isn't really that big of a deal. It's more about the 25% increase healing done to the targets for 10 seconds. And you could even make that be extended, but, you know, it only extends on the person you're actually spamming, right? Yeah, casting Holy Light on targets affected by Tier extends the duration of your Tier's deliverance by 1 second. I'm assuming this only extends it on the individual target that you casted the Holy Light, as well as a Flash of Light. So if this was to be extended on everybody in the group, that could potentially be pretty interesting. In fact, I don't even know if I'm gonna be noticing this though. How much damage did we get out of Blessing of Summer, by the way? 1.2 million, not even bad. That was not played to the best, but that is not a bad amount of damage. It's definitely going to be more than that once you are used to playing with the person you're giving the buff to, and you just coordinate a lot better. So there it is, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that video. You saw this build was able to heal through the dungeon just fine. Now, it is a heroic dungeon, so we cannot expect to struggle too much when we're already kind of geared for it. But anyways, damage was quite lackluster. It doesn't really have to be that way, though. You could always play it a little bit more like a melee build. That's really how you're supposed to play Holy Paladin regardless. You should be bouncing in and out of melee and dropping the consecrations, using the Holy Power generation from Crusader Strike, and also ideally mealing the enemies. But if you're really insisting in casting, you could do that, bounce in and out, and still rely on your casts for some meaningful amounts of healing. So hope you enjoyed that. We don't really know if it's gonna be the optimal way of playing. Nobody knows really. Things are gonna be changing and getting buffed and nerfed and whatever. So over time we'll see, but this might as well just be a way you can play your keys if you so desire. But anyways, I'll be seeing you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please drop a like and subscribe. And yeah, that's it for me, guys. Bye bye. See you on the next one.